Passy Jr. says around 5 o'clock Saturday night, he responded to a ride request in front of Cask's Social Kitchen in Tampa.
I called the Uber for my mother. Can you please get her home safe?
Passy Jr. says 55-year-old Michelle Stillwell was asleep most of the ride until a few blocks from her home in unincorporated St. Pete.
Starts screaming some curse words at me, slaps me in my face.
Screaming, "My daughter," while scratching, strangling, and biting him. Deputies believe Stillwell was intoxicated.
It's like reliving a horror movie.
He wants to know why. We went to Stillwell's home for answers. The big question, why the attack happened on Saturday? No answer.
Uber, it is who I was driving for at the time, has not done a single thing.
Passy Jr. says he's called Uber and is disappointed that no one has reached out. 8 on Your Side reached out on his behalf. An Uber spokesman responded saying, "What's been described is disturbing. Violence of any kind is not tolerated on the Uber app, and we immediately removed the rider's access as soon as this was reported to us."
My biggest takeaway is I'd stay away from Uber.
That was the guy taking an Uber ride and a passenger attack. So we're getting to the age where you're starting to see a lot of claims like Uber, DoorDash. When is it, I don't think if those news reporters would have did anything, that guy would have really got any justice, because my point with this is the service is great, but when it goes wrong, I don't think they take accountability right away. They kind of have a hands-off approach, like, it used to be our, thing. It's like they kind of pull away. Is that the same thing for you guys? What's your thoughts on this?
Hey, weak sauce. All right. I used to do Uber. All right. Good stories, fun stories, crazy stories. But guess what? There's rules to this thing. I don't let nobody sit directly behind me where I cannot see them. First rule. That woman had him in a chokehold like it was the UFC. Why the hell she sitting behind you like that? Hell no. You can sit on the other side. Even if she inebriated, I'm going to make sure I can see what she's doing. Other than that, man, tuck your chin. You letting this woman strangle you. She's 55. You a young boy looking like a caveman getting choked out by an old lady. Come on, dog.
That's exactly what was happening. Age over youth, my dude. 55, he a young boy.
I ain't going for it. As soon as she would have woke up and my daughter, I'm pulling over.
You remember that movie, Baby Boy?
Oh, hell yeah.
Scream for your mama, boy.
For your mama.
Scream for your mama, boy.
He's screaming for somebody. Unacceptable.
Hey.
He must be new to this because he ain't true to this.
Nah.
I don't think he was expecting it, though. But, yeah, like, you're right.
Now,
I haven't been expecting it neither, but
I wonder
if
it was something that escalated or she just started choking him out. Just
it looked like she woke up in a manic, drunken haze and was just like, "What up?
Yeah. Who is this?
I don't know you coming. I'm gonna choke you up, boy." Putting both their life in danger as I think about it, but hey, it'd be like
that. He got a pretty good gash on the side too.
It was pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Yeah, but
now as far as the way Uber handled it, I've seen, the same thing with Lyft, Uber, Lyft, where because the kid said he reached out, but nobody reached back out to him. So I don't know if they were waiting to investigate it, but I don't think he's driving for Uber anymore. It seems like he's out.
Why would you?
Yeah, he's definitely out. He's out. What? That's money. Surge prices. There's gonna be other people that ain't gonna attack you. Get that money, boy. He just sitting on his butt. I'm getting that money. But they do have to investigate. You feel me? If he would have pulled over, somebody recording it happening, police report, you submit all of that. Hopefully they hit you with some compensation or something like that. But I ain't walking away.
Well, the thing I think with Uber is when it comes to their drivers, there's a way that they're listed. I'm not sure if they're actual employees of Uber.
Or contractors.
Right. So it falls into that type of category where the company doesn't really have to protect them because they're not employees of Uber. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure I got to look that up. I'm not sure how it's written. But I know a couple of years ago, they were trying to file a lawsuit to try to get the driver's insurance and different things through the company. But I know they were in court about that. I'm not sure how it ended up. But that could be why they're not getting it, because they don't want to pay out no money for a lawsuit for anything. They don't want to have to pay out. So they always going to distance themselves. If he got a good lawyer, I'm sure he'll be able to touch something.
Or he could just take the old lady pension. I'm suing you.
Now, I'm sure he can. Well, that would be like a civil case, right?
I guess so, yeah.
I'm sure he could sue for damages.
Definitely. You see that gash? Give me your money, Grandma.
She almost killed me.
Yeah.
You choked me out. I want everything.
Now, did she ever get arrested or anything?
No, I don't think that was all in the clip. That was it.
Because I'm wondering, I'll drive her straight to the police station. Unless she was beating.
As she choking you.
Yeah,
he probably just kicked her out and just try to get away. You know what I'm saying?
We in the movies. So she choking me while I'm dipping to the movie theater. Last action hero type shit. And I got one finger here while I'm changing gear. Got my feet on the stairway.
Just so she don't completely choke you out. Yep.
Yeah, she ain't gonna completely. Just a little bit.
Granny, let me go.
Just a little bit. And she do look a little heavy set too. So she probably put that weight on him because he look a little small.
He's fragile. He's fragile.
Very fragile. Very fragile. I'm sure he wake up at night. Mama.
Yeah, he still got night terrors. Anybody behind him? Ooh, trauma. Yeah, that grandma choked me out. I ain't going for it.
He probably wake up and see Nemo going across his screen.
Oh my God.
Yo, so I'm still trying to figure out why Dory got so mad, man. Get out. He didn't
She wasn't nice to look at to begin with. You seen her shape, and then you wanna find little fish tank down there. Come on, that's a nightmare. And I gotta go to the next room and see somebody else. Now I'm worried somebody else gonna pull something stupid like this.
Ruin his day.
Ruin his life. We never know what porta come in.
He probably never look at it the same ever again.
Any heavy set woman, hey, I need another doctor to take this. I can't do it. Never again. Hell no.
Yeah. That is crazy.
Yeah. Well, the ones that got me tonight was the toilet one, the weird lady with the son.
Yeah, sick world.
Yeah, I was listening to that. That's ain't nothing else you could really say about that. That's just different types of people. Very different types of it. Like the mentality that you have to. Oof. Now, I know we said earlier, me and Brandon said that therapy would help. That right there is a lost cause. There's no therapy for that shit. None.
You've crossed the line you can't uncross with that.
Zero. There's no going back. Just you remember in 300 when they had the hole and it was kicking MF was in the hole?
Yep.
They need to go down that hole. It ain't coming back. Ain't no coming back. And you know what's crazy? They gonna have some kids that's gonna come out of this. I could guarantee it. Guarantee
chromosomes.
Guarantee.
Uncle brothers.
So, and Landon, I'm gonna ask some questions, and we land right. So one of the things I wanted to see was just a panel type questions. As it grows. What are more content you're willing to see in the upcoming thing? Do you guys want to see more politics, or are these good? These because what I'm let me tell you my idea, and y'all could chip in. So if you guys got videos that you also want to suggest, you can suggest them too. But do you guys want to get with more current stuff or more stuff that's on social media?
Me personally, I like the mixture. It keeps everything fresh versus just getting stuck in one direction or maybe hitting on something that not everybody gonna be into. I feel like what we're doing, everybody has something that they can chime in on. There's something that they can be like, "Ooh, I like that." The politics, it definitely hits. Nasty fish lady definitely hits. We got a nice variety. It don't have to be just one thing. It's all hitting for this line.
Okay, cool. What do you think, P?
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
Like a couple of the stories that we have done already, I think we could probably do some follow-ups because there's some different things coming out. We were the John Lennon stuff that we did earlier, the church stuff, that more information are coming out. He got arrested. So we could always do follow-ups and things like that on stories done before, but I think we definitely headed in the right direction.
Okay. I was telling Brandon about somebody. You remember the video that we watched with the girl where we saying run? She was like she was in love and she a dude said that's how he met his wife. Yeah, that's how he met his wife. So in the comments underneath that, I think I found like 3 unique stories that people respond. And it's like, yeah, it's like, that's how I met my wife, or that's how I met my girlfriend. And I was like, what? But yeah, and that's a good thing about that video is, yeah, man, people they share their lives, and that was one where, yeah, that I got that video pinned where the guy left this story and explained it, and that's be funny, man. It's not funny, but what I'm trying to say, I'm thankful to the community when they post these. They post not like short, they post detailed stuff. People like, dang, that's a nice video recap, definitely. But what I'll say, I gotta look at the main camera. So we do this Tuesdays and Thursdays, Lime with us, late night Lime. If you'd like to join the panel, check the bio up top. You should see my email up there. I even got the link to the WhatsApp group. All you just got to do is just say hi, I'm interested, and we'll reach out to you. The show normally starts Tuesdays and Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested, hop on, or if you know someone that's interested, let them know, share the link, and we go there. I'm gonna start with you, P. What's your closing thoughts?
Well, it's funny. I had something in my head that I was gonna say, but it has nothing to do with nothing that we did tonight. We have done stuff in the past, but I was gonna say, like, I was doing some research this week, and I found out that 60% of the ICE agents are Latino.
Yep, I see that too.
It's even a little higher. It's going up because if this bill passed, we're going to have more agents coming in, and we're looking at a situation where they're using the same people to hunt the people they're looking for, and you can say smart, you know what I'm saying, but it kind of shows you what their agenda is to begin with. And one of the ways they're getting some of these people is because a lot of them understand the accents and they understand the dialogue of these different people from different countries being Hispanic as well. So that is definitely, I mean, when you think about it, it wasn't something I expected. I thought it'd been a whole lot different, but to find out that it's that high and even climbing, it's a little eye-opening for me. I'm paying attention. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. Because what's the word?
Conflicted?
No, I'm not. I can't sit here and say that even these ICE agents are actually citizens. Like, when you hear, not to sound weird or be racist or anything, but when you hear them talk, it sounds like they literally just came over the border. It sounds like half of them can't even speak English. You know what I'm saying? And I always think of a federal agent of somebody that look like Uncle Sam. You know what I'm saying? Now I know it's irrelevant and all that. Reality is reality. But I just, for some reason in my head, I was like, well, but I remember there was a time when it was a song that was talking about Latinos for throne and this and that. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's kind of what I
got questions.
Go ahead.
So I was going to say, when you started talking, it reminds me of slavery, right? And I'm not going to go there. That's not where my point is going. But how do you think they got the people here? It was their own kind that got them here. They had to participate in order for these people to be on the transatlantic coming to America in large amounts. Trust me, because now you know what I'm saying, and I struggle with that for a
I
bit.
always tell people the first slaves were POWs
Prisoner
of
of
the
war.
former tribe. So we got you, we shipping you out. You know what I'm saying? And they got shipped out. That's why places like Haiti got all these soldiers in it. You know what I'm saying? It was able to overrun those places because these were original leaders of other places that got
warriors,
exactly.
tribal warriors.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
but what I was going to that was to go into a community. What's the percentage? And we're gonna break it down. What's the percentage of Black people that speak Spanish?
well, we talking about
Well, it's a
Black
retort. Well, let me finish it then.
in general, because you got to
in general. So I'm not saying. So let me clarify this. It's like this. A lot of people think Black people don't speak Spanish. There's a lot of Black people that speak Spanish, right? But I'm just saying, in ratio, right? You would want to go for Spanish speaking people because hey, and I think that number is put there because most of the people came from Central America, which is Spanish speaking country. So if you're trying to get people out the country, you don't want to run into the issue of non-compliance because it's the same thing when I think we were talking about it, or this was a different show. When you go to a different country or like Dominican Republic, when you get pulled over, they have to get a translator of speak English present. So I was watching a video like that where they were explaining if somebody get arrested, they treat them I'm not saying they treat them like gold, but they get someone of English speaking to come and translate and make sure everything go good because it's a tourist country. So you don't want your tourism to go down because of bad policing. So in that same retrospect is the same thing you would want. You don't want to be pulling over people and you'll be like, hands up, and no comprende. You know what I'm saying? And it's a language barrier. So it's like you would want strong representation of, and I'm not putting my Spanish people down, a strong representation of the population you're trying to get out. And if that is from mainly Central America, because trust me, I know when they're moving in on the Asian community, they gotta have Asian speaking people. When they moving in on the Africans, they gotta have Africans. You know what I'm saying? So with the intel always would show is like that's why when these people were at war and they're going over there, them people came back from other countries like we got family in the military. Them dudes know how to speak other language. You just can't go there and be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just, you know what I'm saying? No, you got to be able to.
Oh yeah.
So I do agree that it makes sense that you have a strong representation of people that are diverse to help in getting what you're looking for, because if not, it's going to be a definitely crap show. It's definitely going to be.
Yeah, but when you look at the numbers that actually came through, the Hispanic and Black people were some of the lowest numbers compared to the China, the Asians.
No, Asian was high. They were high up on there.
Exactly.
Asian.
So how come we ain't seen a bunch of Asian?
No, they ran up in Chinatown. They ran up in Chinatown.
Yeah, I'm talking about the Asians. Yeah, they're gonna run up in there, but they ain't gonna catch nobody.
They getting deported. Trust me. Trust me. They're doing it, but it's so it's a touchy situation, right? How did, and no shade, we talking real. We get into the real talk. Is how did the Asian American get an Asian hate crime bill before minorities?
Yeah.
They got a whole bill passed.
Wait. I know, but you know when the hate crime thing got signed was when George Bush signed it.
No, that one was later. I think it was Biden or whatever.
George Bush.
No, we're talking about the Asian one. The Asian one happened under Biden.
Right. But I'm talking about George Bush. When that black man got dragged by the pickup truck in Texas. This was Bush was a president. And after that, he made it a hate crime was federal offense or felony, I guess. And this happened when Bush was in office. I think he was just because remember he was a governor of
Yeah.
and he had became president. He made that. Now I'm not sure if he wrote it in because of but it was a black guy, I think, that got dragged by the pickup truck, and that's how the hate crime thing came into effect.
Yep.
If I can remember right.
Because I know the one for the Asian one. Let me see. In 2020 and 2021, there were 1,087 anti-Asian hate crime reported by the FBI. So I know that bill. I'm trying to find when it got passed.
That was a
So
pretty
yeah,
bad
it would
time.
seem like they passed it during the pandemic. So that was who was the president back then? Trump? Yeah, Trump was the first. Yeah, 2000. That was Trump era.
Because unfortunately, them people was getting stomped out everywhere.
Oh, that makes sense, though. That makes sense. That's why the bill passed.
What's that?
Because it was the pandemic, and you remember they were blaming Asian. He was
for
blaming
COVID.
China,
Yep.
and everybody started looking at them. And most people of old, like our age, remember 9/11 when they were blaming, people from what you call it from over there, like the Arabs and all of them. So they remember that trauma, and they was like, all right, we don't want the same thing to happen, because boy, they were letting them people on planes.
It was bad.
People were complaining back in 2001. Like, nah, get off the plane. Get off the plane. They were playing. People were bold, man. That was a time where you were able to speak freely too. You know what I'm saying? It was like when them planes went down and them towers went down and all of that. Yeah, people is like, nope. They got one of them on the plane. We ain't playing with that. Up off here, man. And that was the culture. It was no hate crime bill. It was none of that. You know what I'm saying? It was freedom of speech. And yeah, the world was tense at that time, boy. But yeah, man, I could see how they got that bill passed through. The timing was right. It was perfect timing, I would say. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely see the uptick in. I don't understand why people were attacking them though. For the life of me,
just that fear mongering. That fear mongering. Yeah. You looking for somebody to blame for your problems, and that was the face of it right there. I ain't saying it's right, because they was doing the people dirty.
Yeah, but I was
especially in New York. Good Lord.
Oh, Biden passed it in 2001. So Biden passed that was why they call it a COVID-19 hate crime bill.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember, somebody called it the so-and-so, remember what he called it?
Yeah. So
that kind of intensified it a little bit.
That's the weird name to tie it to. And you see, that made sense. Before even reading it, I was, because it said it was combat the rise of anti-Asian hate crime violence, that bypassing legislation. Yeah, man, that's crazy.
I remember that.
So it makes sense. The two tied together. So because of the outbreak and everything, right, but you see, they came and got rights before minority blacks. That's what black people were fighting for years, and they still ain't got it.
Always gonna be the bottom of the totem pole unless we change something ourselves.
But that's the whole thing now. It's like, who's the bottom of the totem pole? I think that's why that's why they're trying to pass these bill in Congress. And they so the question would be, guys, you think they're gonna shut down the government?
No,
I don't think so.
Because the last time they were doing it for SNAP, and they did it for.
It was for the longest period of time for a shutdown.
And they gave in at the end. So, because it was nothing to be gained.
No.
They did it for the midterms. After the midterms, they gave up. That's how Mandani and all of them got in. Because of that, they use it for their leverage to drum up the eyeball so people could go out and vote. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's going to swing back bad for them because I think the way how the Democrats running it, to be honest, they gonna let an ex Republican become president. The way how they going about it, they gonna let an ex Republican become president.
I mean, there is no true Democrat that's rising up where it's going to be like, oh yeah, this is somebody that's going to be a force to reckon with. So it is what it is. It's all about who the people build up.
Yeah,
nobody's getting built up right now.
Like I said,
it's none. They too far, yo. They too far.
we need a third. Like I said, we need a third party.
Not the
Brandon,
vote stealers.
Brandon for president.
Not the vote stealers.
Brandon for president.
You ain't gonna blame me for somebody losing. Hell no.
No, we blame everything on the cabinet. You got immunity, dude.
Immunity? Hell
You
no.
got
Somebody gonna be
immunity.
like, man, there's 1,000 votes that went to him that could have went to somebody else. Don't blame me.
Well, think about the people that don't vote at all.
You're right. You're right.
Just think about how much people in this country and the people that actually show out to vote.
The difference it could make.
Like
Truly.
a huge difference.
Yeah,
Huge difference. But that's another thing. Ending this show is y'all need to get out in y'all district and vote. If y'all want to make some true changes to what's going on in y'all life, y'all community, when it comes to y'all pockets, y'all taxes, go vote for mayor. Go vote for this district leader. Go vote for. That's who makes the real changes. The guy at the top is just there to run to sign laws and stuff like that, but he ain't the one that affecting your house, the heating bill at your house, your electric bill. And if you like, I got solar now, so. But even that, they affect that too.
definitely.
And don't be blind to who you vote for. Do your research.
Yeah,
If it's somebody who's saying the things that are going to align with what you want, vote for that person. It don't matter about party.
yeah. I told my daughter that when we went to the poll. I remember that day. That was the first time her voting, and I was like, "Yo, I know who I'm going to be voting for." I said, but when I brought her, I said, "I'm not a woman," so it got Hillary Clinton on the ballot. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't sway her. I was like, I didn't tell her who I was voting for, but I was like, look. It's good to see a woman on the ballot, and I leave it up to you. You make your choice. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that you're voting for the best person that's always going to do for you, not for me, not for your mom, not for you. And I want you to understand that this is a life lesson. You know what I'm saying? Vote for the person that's going to represent you. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I left it. I was like, you think you made a right choice? And she went in the ballot, did her thing. And I'm like, I'm proud of you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't tell her the whole vote Democrat straight down. No.
When you get older, it's more like vote for the shit that you're going to take maybe 40% of what you believe in. I take 40%. You can get 40% out of that side, we go with that side. But we know we ain't getting 100%.
Nah, you're not.
You know what I'm saying? And so that's the soul plane. We're going to land that plane, right?
All right, guys. Thursday, 9 p.m. We're going to be here. All right, peace.
Please, y'all.
See you.